sick.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
Who was it?
Saoirse.
It was Saoirse.
Okay, they're unpredictable. They have an unpredictable flight path, and they stick on you. They land and they stick on you. And I don't like that. I like them at a distance. They're charming at a distance. Up close, don't get in my sphere of influence.
You know now all the fans are going to show up with butterflies.
They've already been doing it. This guy. I had people throwing bugs on them.
So personally, who do you prefer, Wanda or Melanie?
See, I think we're so invested in our
So,
characters.
yeah.
Or, talking about and defending them. Melanie.
Wanda.
So we talked with Saoirse about the kissing. Was it awkward for you guys to just swap the girl out, especially in the one scene where Jake gets to kiss her first, and then you get to kiss her next?
I got to kiss her first.
Yeah. Was it filmed that way? Did you kiss her first in the filming, and
the
then?
use of the word swapping.
Oh.
Okay. It makes for a dull story, the fact that we all got on so well. By that scene, I think we had each kissed her on our own so many times. At that point, it's just like, all right, come here. Hey, your turn.
She was so sick of us. Not again.
Not again. I imagine.
Thankfully, we were friends on set, and there was no awkwardness. There was no jokes, no laughter, so it was fine.
We asked her what to ask you, and Jake, and she asked us to say, "Why are you such a lame kisser?"
I'm very surprised that was what you said. Really funny. Have the best kisser, ask him why he's the worst,
Jake, you played both now a good and a bad character, and which do you prefer?
It's a lot more relaxing to not be in the background fighting people and just kind of choking her, Okay. That's all right. I had a conversation with a really great actor, Kevin Durant. Is it the basketball player or is that the actor? I can't remember.
You are not doing well on this question.
I'm going though. We did a movie called I'm Number 4 together, and he plays a lot of bad guys. And I talked to him about this and was like, I gotta save a kitten from a tree at some point. Otherwise, it's gonna be the end for me. And he goes, I'll tell you what. Pretty soon they're gonna let you start playing bad guys, and it's gonna be fun at first, but then you're gonna hate it. And you're gonna want to play an asshole again. And there is something to that because right after that, I got to go back and play Luke and Percy Jackson. And so that I had a nice balance last year. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It's nice to change it up. It really is.
So you don't prefer one or the other. You just like the.
I like
variety.
There you go. Spice. Oh God, that was hard.
Just get under the tent.
You have the new Percy Jackson movie coming up too later this year.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Your role is Luke.
Very little. Yes. It comes out this year, August 27th.
That's what he can say.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's in 3D now, and it was supposed to compete with this movie actually, but they decided to do 3D, so they pushed it to August, and it actually looks really good, which I'm not surprised about, but I'm also kind of surprised about.
It's already shot, right? You shot a while ago.
March 29th.
And now you've done several book-to-screen adaptations. Do you read the books before you film?
This was the first book I read before the film. Usually I let the script be the Bible, that kind of thing, but I knew that there was so much depth in this book that I wasn't going to get in the script necessarily, because it does have to be boiled down, even though Andrew Nichol did a fantastic job compromising the character. I decided as an experiment to go and try it. I was really glad I did, because I knew the world now.
It was great being able to look at a scene that might be half a page and find it in the book, and it'd be 4 or 5 pages with heavy description. Yeah. And you can take it if you want it, if it helps, or leave it if it doesn't.
Especially because it's such an ensemble. And in the book, you get to really experience a relationship with each person, and then bring all of that to these very limited amount of scenes you have and make them just as powerful.
Max, did you read the book prior to getting into it as well? Or?
Yeah, I got halfway through the book before the audition, because as you know, it's about the size of a Bible. I got halfway through, but then after the first audition, I finished it.
So what made you decide to audition for this film? What was it about, the character that you auditioned for that really spoke to you and that you could identify?
I think we can both be honest and say that Twilight we weren't the target demographic, except like the rest of the world, we felt we knew a bit about Twilight. So when we saw Stephenie Meyer's name, we were nervous as to what this film would be, whether they would formulaically try to reproduce a success again. But we read it and realised that there was so much more to it. I think, without meaning some patronising, Stephenie Meyer has matured as a writer, or changed direction as a writer, and I think The Host has so many dimensions, so many themes, so many ideas which have been communicated to the film. I think we were intrigued, and then to hear that Andrew Niccol and Saoirse Ronan were on board, and the producers, if you look at their back catalogue, it's a good team.
I
So
initially
we're-
went in for Jared.
What's that?
I initially auditioned for Jared.
Yeah.
So I wanted to shoot the guns and drive the cars. And then Andrew called me and said, "But you know this interspecies thing is really interesting." And I was like, "You're right. It is freaky and interesting."
Were you surprised at the magnitude and intensity of the Stephenie Meyer fan base, and are you guys prepared for the super stardom that it may surely bring to you with this? Are you prepared for that?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. As far as like the sort of like the FaceTime we get with fans, I feel really lucky to have been a part of a series called Supernatural, which is sort of this like, it's not unlike the Twilight following. Those boys, like, they're theirs and they're passionate about it, and I see why. When I watched the show for the first time before I went and filmed it, I was like, this show's fucking awesome. Why have I not been watching it? And going in as a third brother was pretty controversial. And to have experienced that has been like really nice with this stuff, just because there is a bit of pressure, and you do want to bring something to it. You want to please the fans because you're the reason we're all here. Honestly, without you guys, we don't get to make a movie. We don't get to have all this fun. So it's a relief when they come out and they're like, "You did a good job. You didn't screw it up completely." It's like, all right, thanks.